Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, or throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn and tear you to pieces. Do to others whatever you will have them to do to you. This is the law and the prophets. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide, and the road broad that leads to destruction, and those who enter through it are many. How narrow the gate and constricted the road that leads to life, and those who find it are few." The Gospel of the Lord. Enter through the narrow gate. What is the narrow gate? The narrow gate is that of love, because to love means to go out of oneself. To love means to overcome selfishness, to think of the other before oneself. It does not mean that you do not have to think of yourself, that you have to somehow empty yourself without being filled. But God fills you. You are doing it for love of God. If not, you are doing it for a mere humanism, and that gives a very little, even the most intense loves, as we see in reality. You are filled with the love of that God has for you, and because of that love for God, you empty yourself of yourself. That is the narrow door. The narrow gate is not the one of sentimentalism or instinct, of appetite, or of doing what you like. That is the wide gate, and Jesus says that it leads to perdition. The narrow gate is the gate of love, the gate of generosity. Where is more love? Not necessarily where there is more suffering, because love many times also has a sweet taste. You love the loved one, but that is secondary. Where is the more love? Where is there more generosity? That is the gate through which we have to enter, because that is what the Lord did with us when He gives His life for us. But this gospel also says something else. We do not give the purse to swine. What does it mean? Sometimes some people have consoled me. They consult me. In my family are people who belong to some Christian sect, or atheists, or they attack me. Well, I do not always have arguments, or if I have them, it degenerates into a violent discussion. Well, other times it turns out that they do not even allow you to do basic things like a prayer of thanksgiving before eating, or well then, they ask you to educate or take care of the grandchildren, but instead, they do not allow you to educate them. Teach them prayers. Well, sometimes we find ourselves in situations in which we do not know how to behave, and it seems to us that if we do things right, they get even more angry, and you have to put up with everything so that there are no more problems. You have to have a balance. You cannot start arguing with people who do not have the capacity to listen. It is nonsense. They are fanatics, flying people, and generally they are violent people. Very often, the people who are in the sects are violent. They are very aggressive against Catholics or against our Catholic symbols. In a special way, they are full of all kinds of swears, words, and insults against the Virgin Mary. Poor them. Surely, that is how they have been taught by their pastors, bad pastors, and they are bad, because I cannot imagine that Anyone will think that Jesus is happy if they insult his mother. What kind of image of Jesus do they have? What image of the Lord do they have? None of us is happy if they insult his mother, and they instead their pastors encourage them to do so. They dedicate themselves to insult the Virgin, thinking that this way Jesus will be happy. I repeat, I do not know what image they have of Jesus. When you see that a person is aggressive, violent, the best thing you can do is to keep a certain distance, simply on the defense, that is, look, I do not allow you to insult me, and I do not allow you to insult Our Lady. Let's talk about something else, but we will not talk about this because we will end up badly, and if you insist on insulting me, I have come this far. There you state, I do not want to argue with you. I am leaving because there is no possibly civilization human way to talk to you. If you get aggressive, if you get violent, I am not going to enter into this dynamic. I am a person who as a Catholic seeks peace, and you are a person who as a Protestant seeks war, violence, and insults. I am not saying that with this that all Protestants are like that, but many in the sects are like that, and we have to suffer, especially in Latin America. That is as far as we have to go. But there are other occasions in which you have to assert your right. Not only the right to say, do not insult me because I will not tolerate it. We better talk about another subject, but also the right to be able to do an evangelization because, for example, you are in your house, and as you are in your house, you have some rights to do. I remember a lady who invited her family every Sunday to eat. Several sons-in-law, daughters-in-law, grandchildren. It was a large family, large, and this woman made an effort every Sunday to invite them all to eat. But one or two of the daughters-in-law were atheists, recalcitrant atheists. They were not of a sect, because in Spain there are fewer of them, but they were radical atheists. Well, aggressive, forbidden to say a Thanksgiving prayer before eating. She consoled me. I told her, but where are you? In the house of those aggressive daughters-in-law or in your house? You are in yours. Who provides the food? Who does the spending? Who makes the effort? You. You simply tell your daughters-in-law that you are in your house and that you do not pray the whole rosary before eating, but a prayer of thanksgiving, because you are united and because you have a plate to eat. You have the right and the duty to do it, and if your daughter-in-law does not want to come and has threatened you that she will never come back, if you say a little prayer before eating, you have the right and the duty to do it. If you say a minimum prayer before eating, then tell her that you are very sorry, but that she will not come back. I assure you that she will come back, because going on a Sunday to a house where they give you free food and where you do not have to put up with anything more than a little prayer, you will see how it is worth it. The daughter-in-law comes back to eat for free at the mother-in-law's house, and then she leaves. You also have to know how to set a limit. Your son, your daughter-in-law, your daughter, your son-in-law. Look, go pick up the children from school. Stay with him until I come home from work. The grandparents make him happy. They are delighted. They are really. They are good for everything. They are aware of everything. They cover the holes, but they tell you. But you cannot teach them prayers. You cannot talk to them about God, because in our house we are atheists. You have educated them as Christians, as Catholics, but now they have become atheists, maybe because of their marriage. I forbid you to talk to them about God. Well then, if you are asking me to be a worker, taking care of your children for free, and you do not allow me to teach them the Hail Mary, then I am sorry. Look for another person. You pay him, and you pay him that to go to school. I will go to see them on the weekends that you allowed me to go see them, because I am the grandfather, I am the grandmother, and I will not talk to them about God. But if you tell me that I have to take care of the children for 3 or 4 hours every day, and you tell me that I cannot even talk to them about God, then you stay there with the children, because I am not a slave. I use your service, nor a robot, nor a puppet. Let us not give the holy things to the pigs, but let us keep our posts, because sometimes a certain condensations, because nothing more than an ally or evil. Let us put ourselves in God's hands to evangelize with prudence, with good manners, without passing up opportunities. Amen.